Romance at Hope Ranch, 2026, tells a heartfelt story about second chances, independence, and rediscovering love in an unexpected place. The film centers on Hope Morgan, a determined and optimistic woman who leaves behind her fast-paced professional life to pursue a long-held dream, restoring a rustic ranch in the small town of Ruidoso and bringing back its beloved community event, the Giddy Gala. At the beginning of the story, Hope arrives at her newly purchased ranch full of enthusiasm and nostalgia. The ranch holds deep emotional significance for her because she spent time there as a child with her grandparents and later shared those memories with her daughter. She envisions transforming it into a thriving, welcoming place that can revive the town's spirit. Despite her excitement, the reality quickly sets in. Running a ranch alone is far more challenging than she anticipated. From caring for animals and repairing fences to handling logistics and paperwork, Hope finds herself overwhelmed but determined not to give up. Shortly after settling in, she meets Tom Grayson, a neighboring rancher who is kind, grounded, and experienced. Tom immediately becomes a source of support, offering practical advice about ranch life, livestock care, and the local community. Their connection grows naturally through shared responsibilities and mutual respect. Unlike Hope, Tom has always lived a rural life, and his calm, steady presence contrasts with her driven, structured personality. Their interactions are easy and genuine, hinting at a potential romance built on trust and understanding. However, Hope's journey becomes complicated when her past unexpectedly resurfaces. Jack Bennett, her ex-boyfriend, reappears in town after purchasing the local feed and supply store. His arrival is anything but coincidental. He openly admits that he came to win her back. Jack is charming, impulsive, and romantic in a grand gesture kind of way. While his intentions seem sincere, his approach reminds Hope of the very reasons their relationship failed in the first place: lack of communication, emotional inconsistency, and a tendency to act without fully considering her needs. The tension between Hope and Jack adds an emotional layer to the story. Jack tries to prove he has changed, often inserting himself into her daily life by delivering supplies, offering help, or making romantic gestures. At times his persistence is endearing, but it also frustrates Hope, who is focused on building something stable and meaningful on her own terms. She struggles with conflicting emotions, memories of their past love versus the reality of their incompatibility. Meanwhile, Hope continues working tirelessly to prepare for the Giddy Gala. The event represents more than just a celebration. It symbolizes her success, her independence, and her ability to create something lasting. However, she faces numerous obstacles along the way. A strict county inspector gives her a long list of requirements that must be completed before the event can be approved. From safety regulations and infrastructure improvements to permits and insurance, the pressure mounts as the deadline approaches. Despite her meticulous planning, Hope begins to realize that she cannot do everything alone. Her initial determination to prove her independence slowly evolves into an understanding that asking for help is not a weakness. Tom becomes a steady ally during this time, helping her with physically demanding tasks and offering emotional encouragement. Their bond deepens as they spend more time together, sharing quiet moments on horseback, working side by side, and opening up about their lives. In contrast, Jack's attempts to help often feel disruptive rather than supportive. While he genuinely wants to be part of her life, his approach lacks the patience and consistency that Hope now values. This contrast between the two men highlights the central theme of the film: the difference between passionate, impulsive love and steady, dependable partnership. Parallel to Hope's story is her relationship with her daughter Maggie, who is away at college. Through phone conversations, the film shows Hope's role as a supportive mother, encouraging Maggie to handle academic pressure and reminding her that strength comes from perseverance. These moments reinforce Hope's own journey as she applies the same advice to herself while navigating the challenges of ranch life. As the gala approaches, the stakes rise. Hope is exhausted from balancing repairs, animal care, event planning, and administrative tasks. There are moments when she doubts whether she can pull everything together in time. Yet with support from Tom and the local community, whom she gradually wins over, things begin to fall into place. The ranch transforms into a vibrant, welcoming space reflecting both Hope's vision and her growth. The emotional climax centers on Hope's decision about her future, both personally and romantically. She must choose between rekindling a relationship with Jack, which represents familiarity and unfinished history, or embracing a new path with Tom, which offers stability and mutual respect. More importantly, she must decide what kind of life she truly wants, one defined by independence alone or one enriched by partnership. As the Hope Morgan's dream of restoring her ranch and hosting the Giddy Gala faces its biggest challenges yet. After weeks of hard work, she discovers a serious financial issue. Accumulated property taxes that were deferred by the previous owners are now due in full. The realization shakes her confidence as the amount is far beyond what she expected or can easily pay. Though Jack immediately offers to help her sort it out, Hope resists. Her independence has always been central to who she is, and she refuses to feel like she needs saving, especially not by someone who once left her feeling unsupported. This tension highlights one of Hope's core struggles: learning the difference between independence and isolation. Jack insists he only wants to help, but their past resurfaces in the argument. Old wounds reopen, particularly around communication and emotional absence. Despite his genuine intentions, Hope is reminded of why their relationship failed before, and she becomes determined to handle everything on her own. Meanwhile, the pressure continues to build. Running the ranch proves to be an endless cycle of fixing one problem only for another to appear. The water system breaks down, livestock escape, and paperwork piles up. The upcoming gala looms closer, and Hope begins to feel overwhelmed. Still, she pushes forward, refusing to admit she might need help. Tom remains a steady presence throughout this period. When Hope's water pump fails, he steps in to help repair it, even coordinating with Jack when necessary. Though there is a subtle tension between the two men, Tom stays respectful and focused on supporting Hope. His calm and practical approach contrasts with Jack's more emotional and impulsive nature. Through these moments, Hope starts to see the value of collaboration even if she struggles to fully accept it. At the same time, Hope's best friend Lori arrives in town, bringing both emotional support and a fresh perspective. Lori gently challenges Hope's stubbornness, pointing out that strength doesn't mean doing everything alone. She also encourages Hope to reconsider her feelings for Jack, suggesting that time and growth may have changed them both. Hope resists at first, insisting she cannot focus on romance when so much is at stake, but the idea lingers in her mind. Complications increase when Hope realizes she has accidentally overbooked her ranch for the gala weekend due to a glitch in the reservation system. With more guests arriving than she can accommodate, she faces another logistical crisis. At the same time, her daughter Maggie calls to say she cannot attend the event due to academic pressure. Though Hope supports her decision, she is deeply disappointed as she had hoped to share this milestone with her. Despite everything, Hope continues preparing for the gala. She attends a local 12-step dance event where she reconnects with the community and gains their support. During the evening, she shares her vision for the gala, inviting everyone to attend and emphasizing that it will be a free, inclusive celebration. This moment marks a turning point as the townspeople begin to rally behind her, seeing her dedication and sincerity. The emotional tension between Hope and Jack also reaches a peak during this time. While working together on repairs, Jack opens up about his decision to move to Ruidoso. He admits that he has always loved her and believes they could have a lasting future together if given another chance. Hope is moved by his honesty but remains hesitant. She fears repeating past mistakes and is unsure whether she can trust their relationship again. Their conversation is heartfelt and unresolved, leaving both of them vulnerable. Unexpectedly, Maggie changes her mind and arrives at the ranch just before the gala. She explains that she joined a study group and realized the importance of accepting help, something that mirrors Hope's own journey. Her arrival brings renewed energy and emotional support to Hope, reminding her that she is not alone. Maggie also shares her desire to become a veterinarian, inspired by life at the ranch, which fills Hope with pride. On the morning of the gala, Hope faces one final obstacle. The county inspector arrives for the official inspection and everything depends on passing. Despite a minor issue involving an escaped chicken, the inspector ultimately approves the ranch, allowing the event to proceed. This moment feels like a major victory, validating all of Hope's hard work. However, just when things seem to be falling into place, disaster strikes. The caterer calls to inform Hope that all the food for the gala has spoiled due to a refrigeration failure. With only hours before the event, Hope is devastated. The thought of disappointing the entire town after promising so much nearly breaks her spirit. At first she panics and lashes out, even pushing Jack away when he tries to lighten the situation. But this crisis becomes the turning point she needs. Realizing she cannot solve this alone, Hope reaches out for help, something she has resisted all along. With encouragement from those around her, she comes up with a creative solution, turning the gala into a community potluck. The idea transforms the event. Instead of relying on a single caterer, everyone in town contributes a dish, bringing a sense of unity and shared purpose. The community embraces the change enthusiastically, and the gala becomes even more meaningful than originally planned. What could have been a failure turns into a celebration of togetherness. Meanwhile, Hope and Jack finally have an honest and open conversation. Both acknowledge their past mistakes, his tendency to act without communicating and her tendency to shut him out. They realize that despite everything, their feelings for each other never truly disappeared. This time they agree to approach their relationship differently, with mutual trust and commitment. When they reconcile, it feels earned and genuine, not rushed or idealized. The gala itself is a joyful success. The ranch comes alive with music, dancing, laughter, and shared memories. Guests enjoy the potluck feast, and the atmosphere reflects the spirit of the community Hope worked so hard to rebuild. Tom, Lori, Maggie, and the townspeople all play a role in making the night unforgettable. In a heartfelt speech, Hope thanks everyone for their support and reflects on her journey. She admits that while she originally wanted to recreate the past, she has come to realize that the future holds even greater possibilities. Surrounded by friends, family, and a renewed sense of purpose, she embraces her new life fully. By the end of the film, Hope has not only restored the ranch but also transformed herself. She learns that true strength comes from connection, not isolation, and that love, whether romantic, familial, or communal, is what makes life meaningful. The story closes on a hopeful note, with Hope dancing under the stars, finally at peace with her choices and excited for what lies ahead. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.